Hey guys, just Brendan here from in Bloemfontein, ahead of the Springbok test against Portugal. The Springboks have just named their team. The press conference is up on this YouTube channels as well, so you can have a look at the full press conference there. But just let's discuss the team a little bit and give you some sort of feedback on the team. It's certainly an interesting team. 7 players in the 23 that will make their debut. 3 in the starting lineup. Certainly a good mix of youth and experience, and some of the next brand line of Springbok talent coming through. And there's a lot for them to prove. There's been some injuries. I've done another video on those injuries as well. We can get a better idea. But let's go through it as well. Let's start in the back 3. Apelele Rassie gets another chance. He was great against Wales, so you can get another chance as well. But Koen Horn, who's on the bench, is going to definitely be pushing him a bit, and there's certainly some sort of rivalry there. Rassie certainly will get his 5th cap. He gets another chance to impress, and his free running style will certainly suit the Boks this weekend. Bloemfontein field's going to be hard and fast, and so they'll be looking to run the Portuguese off their feet quite a bit. He's partnered with Kurt Arendse, which I thought let's see. He's partnered with Courtney Arendse and Makazole Mapimpi. We all thought Courtney Arendse is the only player that played against Ireland that's in this side. So a big change there. But we didn't expect him to play. We thought Kane Moody would be in the team this week, but he apparently is not 100% right just yet, so he won't be in the side until next week. He'll be ready again next week, as I said. And Makazole Mapimpi, of course, the old warhorse, never tends to disappoint. Centres, Lucanio coming back from injury, needs some game time. Andre Estes, and they've played together so many times before. It's no wonder that we're going to see them together. And then Manie Libbok is back at flyhalf. And Libbok hasn't been seen since the World Cup. Andre Pollard played the first 2 tests against Ireland, and Libbok wasn't in the match day 23. Sasha Feinberg Mngomezulu was the backs player and played there. But Manie is back now, and he's in the squad again. And leading the front. And I think the way the Boks played, there's definitely an argument that somebody like Manie is probably better suited to the game plan they want to play. Well, he gets a chance to prove himself again. He gets a chance to take away the goal-kicking doubts as well. And he gets a chance to partner with Kobus Reinach, who's really had a good season for Montpellier and certainly deserves a chance, and is always like the unlucky guy out. I was quickly going to stop while the tractor goes past. And the second one. We're on the University of Free State's grounds. This is where the Boks are training at the moment. So Kobus Reinach and Manie Libbok is a good combination, and we certainly expect them to launch the Boks plays, and we probably see a little bit more fluidity. This team has been training together for 2-3 weeks already, so hopefully we'll see a lot more of that. Then, as we expected, Evan Roos, Ben Jason Dixon at 8 and 7, and Pepsi Buthelezi at 6. I thought Marco van Staden might play, but he looks like he's getting the 10 days off along with the other players, so it's a good role for that. Rassie said he spoke about Pepsi, and said that he wants to see him as the natural successor for Sia, and listen to his quotes himself.
Yeah, we would love him to follow up Sia, not as the similar mode style of play. We don't have a typical open side. He's been living almost with Sia, trying to understand what he's doing, and Sia's strength is ball carrying and blasting and rucks and really clean out well, and Sia can steal balls as well, and obviously likes to help Don in the scrums, and it's not really a line-out jumping option, and I think he's got the mold and the body to do that, so hopefully we can get that out of him. And then Ben Jason Dixon is somebody that's very similar to Peter Steff, in the way he plays. You'll see that Ruan is on the bench, who's not a typical lock, but he's definitely got the body for somebody who can play front lock and 7 flank, and you might do some height then, but then you've got Ben Jason, who can probably call the lineouts for you if Ergio or Salmaan is not on the field. So we've we've tried to do our succession planning, and we've tried to do it that loss against Ireland doesn't influence our mindset like we did in 2020. When we didn't have rugby, we would have done the same thing. Now we get the opportunity, now we must stick with it.
Now, there's also some other players there that Rassie mentioned, like Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Johan Grobler. They in the front row. Jan-Hendrik Wessels is an interesting one because he has been playing mostly hooker for the Bulls since he's got to Pretoria. I've tried a bit at the on the prop and loose head and the tight head, but it's basically settled that. But Rassie sort of made the point that he's been in their age group programs as a loose head, so they see him as that, and they see him as somebody for 2027 who gives them the option to take an extra player with, which is very interesting. We could probably see him being blooded a lot more, being brought into the action a lot more over the next couple of months as well. Of course, both of them will be with tight head Thomas du Toit, who's no stranger to Springbok rugby. In the Premiership team of the season, certainly one of the players that really had stood out in the Premiership this year, and certainly deserves a run as well. There's another tractor coming. Let's just wait so they get past. These are obstacles you don't really face when you enjoy tractors coming past, but anyway. Then at lock, you have Ergen Snyman, who we expected to be there, and Salmaan Moerat. The interesting one is Salmaan Moerat is captaining the side. He's certainly seen as a future leader, future Springbok captain. He gets his chance against Portugal. It also just extends the leadership group, and Salmaan, coming from a very prominent family, is, I think, and I could be wrong in this, but I think he's also the first Muslim captain in Springbok rugby, which also sets a new benchmark as well. And well done to him. He's really deserved it. They really rate him very highly, and he's coming through well. So he's certainly one for the future, and they see him as a future Springbok captain to go into 2027 onwards, once Sia goes away, or so Rassie retires. But yeah, he's certainly been given the mantle this weekend, and he looks pretty decent, prospect for the future as well. It's a great test to maybe just show his worth as well and show his leadership skills.
No, I did not. When a guy phones you, the Stormers was playing away, and a guy sends you a WhatsApp and he says, I just flew over, and he didn't tell me this part I found out later. He flew over on his own cost, and he went and asked me, they played Munster, because he knew I coached Munster, and he asked me, what can he help, because he's going to watch the match, and I thought he was with the team. And, he was the team captain at that stage, but he didn't play. And he asked me, what can he do to, maybe I know something about Munster that can help the team. And, we didn't chat a lot, but then to find out later, he actually flew over on his own cost and wasn't even in the team because he was injured at that stage. He was a week away from playing. And working with him in the junior box, all the management members who's been working with him in the junior box, he's just captain material. So it's great that it's coming from an area that will mean a lot to that area. That's awesome. That's not the reason why we pick him. We picked him because he's a great leader, and even with these big locks here, has won World Cups, he doesn't stand back physically or tactically when it gets to line out. So well deserved team.
Then let's look at the bench. You've got Andre Higofenta, uncapped. He'll get his first cap as well. As I say in the other video with Malcolm Marx's injury, him and Johan Grobler's so performance will be closely scrutinised, seeing as that if Marx is not going to Australia with the box, they're going to need a backup hooker. So the two of them could be the number 2 and 3, going along with Bongi to Australia. And then Tutu Mchunu is also there. He's also getting another chance. Very impressive play with the ball. Gets a chance to prove it a bit more and make another claim for himself for a more permanent spot. Trevor Nyakani is also one of the fringe players, World Cup winner, double World Cup winner, who's there to add some stability and some experience. We haven't seen much of Trevor since he's arrived back. He arrived back late because he was playing in the French top 14, and they released their players a bit later than everybody else. And then Ruan Fento is an interesting one because he's had an excellent season for the Lions. Perhaps like Evan Rusk, he has a bit of red mist at times, but he's certainly someone we didn't expect to get a Springbok cap right away now. But the Boks certainly see him as somebody for 2027 and certainly want him to come through. So it's a good chance for him to, he hasn't been in everybody's lips, so it's a good chance for him to really take that step up and make a name for himself. Elrich Lowe has been around and has been in the Springbok sides as well and had an excellent season for the Bulls. Then Morne van der Berg is somebody that Rassie said really technically impressed him, and I'll put his comments down here about Morne and Kieran Horn there. Some two players that really impressed them during the training and has been with them for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we were actually itching to give Morne van der Berg if Faf had a bit of Neil. And Grant is always awesome off the bench. We know Grant and Jaden has won a World Cup. They've been there. And they won't be old in 2027. And they will have a World Cup behind them. So we know Grant and Jaden will be there. Jaden I saw him in Durban. He's 2 weeks away from playing. 3 weeks. Then Krappies or Morne is his real name. For us, his technical skills are just really on the same level of all the other guys. So I think Kobus and Faf really has some nice pressure from the bottom there. And then Jaden and Grant really has some nice pressure and I mean it positive. Listen, we are 5 guys who can be 9 for South Africa, Maybe they'll take 5 next time, not 4. I'm joking. So it's, and then Kieran Horn has just been so solid. I think he'll put some nice pressure in a good way on Fussy. Because Fussy, it would have been lovely. We saw how Sasha can play 10. He can play 12. He played 15 on Saturday. When Gaza comes back, he can play 10, 12, and 15. And now we've got Fussy who can play wing and fullback. And we've got Kieran Horn who can play fullback. So I think it's nice pressure, but positive pressure. Not, listen here, if you don't do well, we're going to throw you away. We're going to help you get better.
And then Sasha Feinberg Ngomazulu, who showed himself against Ireland, he's been excellent as well. So he gets another run off the bench, mainly because Marnie is in need of some game time. But it's good to see him get another test, another chance to impress, and he'll take the chance. So all in all, a very interesting Springbok team named. Lots of experience, lots of youth, lots of new caps, and lots of players with point to prove. And I think that's what we're going to see. Certainly some interesting reading. It's going to be good to watch given some of the other injuries that are around at the moment. But I think the Boks are pretty confident that they've got a team that can beat Portugal here. Of course, Portugal won't be pushovers. They'll be a team that sort of surprised a lot of people at the World Cup. And they're a team that really, sort of almost a romantics type team. They're going to get a lot of support from Portuguese South Africans. I know there's a busloads of them coming down to watch it. So this should be quite a good atmosphere this weekend. So if you're in Bloem, test is sold out. Accommodation is like hen's teeth. I've still got colleagues who are looking for accommodation they still haven't found. So if you are about, you're going to have a great weekend in Bloem. And if you do see me around, come say hello. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button on this channel. Be a lot more videos from here as well. And keep watching. Thanks for watching again. I really appreciate it. And let me know what you think of the team. I read all the comments, and it's always good to see. Cheers.